Pressing the button.
Yeah. We live.
We're live, man.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because I put the picture as Terra Slim's account suspended. And Gamer said, I think Trump's a little rat who grassed up Slim and took him down with him.
Nah, well, what happened is my Twitter account has been deactivated for years. So I think my Twitter account was deactivated from maybe 2012 or 2013. Now, or maybe a bit later. I'm sure around that time. Now, it's not. I didn't really use Twitter, so I hadn't posted anything on there which I think was like in any way against their terms, whatever. But however, where Facebook and Twitter are connected to each other,
they're not. They're not.
They're not connected. Well, no. my Facebook and Twitter was synced, so it must be some kind of.
You know how funny that, because that's how long you ain't been on Twitter for. That they ain't allowed them to sync for years. Like they don't even. Yeah, they removed all the syncing features because they're like, we're kind of ops, so why are we fucking helping each other?
Well, they definitely are the ops. They basically deleted me off Twitter. No explanation. I didn't really use Twitter though, to be honest. To this day have not got my head around Twitter. It's a bit too fast for me. So I've been all right on Facebook.
What came up today was Donald Trump's had his Twitter removed, and you've also had your Twitter removed. So it's like a confirmation of affiliation.
By who? Confirmation.
Yeah.
So my Twitter was removed in 2013. I don't use it.
I don't know about that, bro.
How, because Donald Trump's got his Twitter removed, and between the time me and Donald Trump got getting our Twitters taken down, David Icke got his Twitter taken down. What is this?
Yeah, you was backing him as well. You was on side with him as well, innit? All your gang.
Hey, mate, I'm not on David Icke's side. David Icke is like an uncle. Yeah, yeah, but it doesn't mean that we share the same views and beliefs.
I don't know if I said this. Look, I don't know if I said this on the other show, but this is the mad thing. You know, I don't even know if I told you when my Facebook's still banned now. Yeah, when my Facebook got banned, Novar FLIP, I've got a second Facebook, yeah, under my government name. It's completely separate from that one. Yeah. I realized that has been banned. Every time I've been banned, Novar FLIP, they banned my government name Facebook too. Like they know it's me. They're like, we know you've got 2 accounts. We'll sting both of them. And I got like, I don't really use it much, but you know, if I did use it, I'll use it for actual family and maybe some like other work stuff outside of music. Like, can't use it.
Yeah, you've come up on their radar as a troublemaker, just like me.
Yeah, wow.
So that's what happened, to be honest. Like, I don't want to go into like, I don't even want to go into why I can't make another Facebook account or I can't set up a Twitter account or why I have all these problems with the different social media platforms. Basically, I have always had problems with social media platforms.
Yeah.
Maybe it's down to some of the stuff I've posted in the past, but a lot of the stuff that I did get bans for, some of these things weren't even my posts. They were just stuff that I shared. Admittedly, it was stuff that I did post that certain people just couldn't handle the truth in it. So I did post certain stuff that had a level of truth that was too much for even Mark Zuckerberg and all them people there. You see what I'm saying? So I can kind of understand why. Yeah, because I remember last year I had 3 30-day bans. Pretty much back. One of them, I came out of one, and within 24 hours, I was back in another one. So, so you see what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Man, like AC is jumping in the mix.
Yes, Squad AC.
He's not there yet.
So so as far as me being deleted, anything to do with Trump, go on AC.
Well, go on.
yeah, good man. You're right.
Yeah, man. They are.
I was gonna say, yeah, obviously Jen's not here, you might turn up or whatever, but I was gonna say, like, right, AC, Genesis Elijah, it's like, this is Terra Slim versus Nova Flip, yeah? That's what this is, you like, you got your people ganging up on me today or something, bro.
Nova, what we have to remember, Nova, is you've had $1 billion, $1 trillion marketing, advertising campaign behind you, pushing your cause. You get me? So you really and truly, you've got all of them behind you. You've got everyone from both zones to Sorrow, Gates. You've got all of them behind you. So don't worry about me, man.
Which cause, bro? They're not behind me, bro. What? Behind me, bro? That's not my cause.
Are you sure?
Cause, bro.
You haven't been Nova. You haven't been very clear about your cause. So because of that,
that's you, bro. I'm asking you for time.
I'm going to be more clear about my cause today. What my cause is. But we're going to get into before we're going to get into all this Donald Trump business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll get into my cause later on down the line.
What I'm saying though, AC, yeah, Terra has constantly been saying, yeah, that I don't want to use certain words that will make them block this thing, but saying that this current virus and that it's not real and it don't exist basically, and everyone who claims they've had it is a crisis actor. So I'm saying you said you had it the other day. So
yeah.
You're a crisis actor. Check from the government. You know what I'm
saying? I wish I was to get some money out of them cunts, innit? But no. What happened to me? Like all last year, yeah. I've been working as a key worker, like working with young offenders, and also I've been working in schools. Yeah, teaching in primary schools, like using iPads to teach kids like music, animation, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I didn't get it that whole time. Yeah, and then a relative come back from up north, and they came back to London over Christmas and gave it to the whole family. So that's how I got it. Okay. Yeah, so it's mad, isn't it? I've been out there that whole time, didn't get anything, and then I got it. So because what happened was, obviously I haven't been to see my parents. I went to see them in the summertime, but because my dad had a brain hemorrhage and that, so I went up there to see him and everything. But I haven't been up there for a long time. They live up near Norwich, innit? So I haven't been up there. And then I was thinking, should I go out for Christmas to visit them? But because they're both vulnerable in the health thing, you know, my mum had a stroke earlier in the year as well. My dad had cancer last year as well. So it's all like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I want to get a test first because I don't want to take the chance of giving them something. Yeah. So I went and took the test. It come back negative. But then on Boxing Day, I started feeling weird. And so then the other people in the family that were in London and got that shit, they all started saying they went and got tests. So I went and got another test, and then the result came back on New Year's Eve. Okay. I'm positive. So they said isolate until January the 9th, innit? So that's what I've been doing, man. But for the first...
So when you say what was you feeling when you say feeling weird? What was your symptoms?
Basically, I had mad leg pains. All the muscles in my legs were just fucked. Yeah, and I've had bad flus before in my life, yeah? I've never had aches and pains like this from a normal flu. So that's why, because they all tested positive already, yeah, and then I'm like, oh shit. So I might have it in it. So then I went and done another test, a walk-in test, you know, where you do it yourself, stick the thing up your nose and all that. And then I got the result. But mainly for me, it was like 3 days of mad leg pains. Couldn't really walk properly. Couldn't like anything. I just had to like I did like breathing techniques, Wim Hof breathing techniques. They made the pain go away, but the pain would come back. So I couldn't sleep or anything. So eventually I just took paracetamol.
Shout out to Bait Nate in the comment, yeah. But what is leg pain a symptom of COVID? I never heard of that.
Yeah. I basically muscle aches are, innit? Because I didn't know. So I went online and I looked at the symptoms. Like the main symptoms are the bait ones, innit? Like the lack of taste, lack of smell. I didn't get that. Then the fever and all that. I didn't get that either. People complain of lower back pain. And then it said they can also get, like, it's less common, but people get the pains in their legs as well. So all I got was like a sore throat, a cold, like a bit of a cough, yeah. No, I didn't get a sore throat. I just got a cough, snotty nose, and the leg pains were the worst. And then after they all went, I've been fatigued. I've just been really tired all the time. Only yesterday and today I felt normal.
Okay. So what do you think about all that terror?
Well, it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean?
What is it?
It is what it is.
If
It is
like
what it is.
everyone got
To
it
be honest, it sounds like the symptoms sound like my day-to-day life anyway. Yeah, lower back pain, leg pain, like too sore throat from too much smoke. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know, innit? Obviously, from what I ain't gonna lie, I haven't encountered much people that I know that said they have it. As far as the test goes, from what I know about the test, what I've heard, I don't know how accurate this is.
The first test I had, first test I had was negative. Then when I felt ill, I went and got the test again. I did the drive-through test. That came out inconclusive. So then I had to go back and get another test. This time I done a walk-in test. And when I stuck the thing up my nose, when I pulled it out, there was blood on it. So the guy said to me, that's void now. That's not going to work. You have to do another one. So then I did another one, and then I got the result back positive.
Yeah. Well, what it is, my whole thing is with the tests. Are they? Because I don't know if they've isolated the actual virus in itself. So as far as I've heard, it tests for certain proteins which are evident in, like, say, if you had the flu or if you had a cold. I don't know in it, so I don't know. All I know is I'm still alive, and everyone around me is still alive. And obviously, I don't know about all this whole lockdown and all these measures that they've taken to obviously curb the virus and all these restrictions and all this fear that they
with the lockdown now, like, basically what I think what they should have done was what New Zealand did. If you look at New Zealand now, they got I think they had like 2 cases, but it was with people in quarantine the other day, or 3 cases. What they did a lockdown really early. As soon as they heard about this shit, they basically locked down, and they did quite a strict lockdown for about, I think, 2-3 months. Australia did it as well, like Melbourne and certain places did that same shit, and they've been pretty good. But what New Zealand done that, they locked off the borders, stopped people coming in, and now they're COVID-free. They're all having music festivals out there, man. If you look on Facebook, anyone you know in New Zealand or whatever, just look New Zealand. There's bare music festivals going on out there. And no one's wearing masks, nothing. So because they took it serious back then, they're in a better position now. Whereas Boris Johnson,
you think the blame lies with the lack of people obeying the lockdown restrictions?
No. I think the blame lies with the politicians like Boris Johnson in England. Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck about people's health, so he's let people die, and all he cares about is money. Like when people were saying this is some serious shit, he wasn't turning up to the fucking meetings, the Cobra meetings and all that bullshit. He wasn't giving a fuck about that. All he cared about is Brexit, So he wasn't going to the meetings. He didn't take the necessary precautions, and all these people are dead. Do you know what I'm saying? So
where are these dead people?
Huh?
Where are these dead people?
Well, the people, what
80,000 people died in England. 80,000 people died in England, and I only know of one of them. Yeah, I know out of 80,000 people, I know one person.
I know a few people, but they all had underlying health issues as well.
Why would you know more than one though?
I know that died.
This what I'm saying. I'm not even saying you're wrong to question the 80,000, but 80,000. Why are you going? Oh, I only know one. There's 80. Do you know how many people live in the UK?
Like 65 million.
About 80 million.
So why the fuck would you think? Oh, I'm gonna know more than, like? How do you measure that up?
I'm traveling all over the country.
Oh, you're like
traveling all over the country. I got friends from everywhere, so I should know certain so and so's grandma, this person's mum, this person.
Bait Nate just put in the comment, my people's auntie died 4 nights ago. I'm saying, R.I.P.
I'm saying, bro, people in my family.
I'm saying that's. Like, I just don't understand. You're like, you said to me before, what if there was this thing, then there'd be people in the street like it was the plague. But when the plague,
that's what they showed us on the news. That's what they showed. Listen, that's what they showed us in Wuhan. Remember, they showed us clips from Wuhan of people dropping dead in the streets and So that's what people thought was coming here.
Who showed us that though? The random people on social media connected a random link and made it into something. We don't even know who made that.
All I know, I can't tell you where it came from. All I know is that from what I saw at the beginning, like for instance in Wuhan and then from Italy with all the trucks allegedly carrying either bodies or body bags or coffins or something like that. So just what I'm saying. So the image of what they put out there in the first place of what this thing is and what it's going to do, compared to the actual reality of what's actually happening, is two different things. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't see.
I can't really comment on that because I wasn't really watching all that shit. I ain't got TV or nothing in it. But what I was looking at was the deaths the previous year from like all this that are normal, and then the rise in deaths in 2020. So that's what I was looking at to then say, okay, something is out there. Like it may not be like the things. What I'm thinking is, yeah, if everyone got it like me and they only had a little flu or whatever, then there's no need to lock down the whole country. But the problem is if people are vulnerable, like if they've got other conditions, if people are, you know, that, then it's more serious for them and can kill them. So what you've got to think is, do you care about, you know, your relatives who are over 50 or someone you know who might have some underlying health condition, like how Ty had lupus or whatever and it killed him or whatever, you know, that kind of thing. That's how I'm thinking. That's why.
Well, what is my granddad? Yeah, he's in his 90s. Yeah, and my granddad hasn't left his yard for a year. Yeah, my granddad, he believes the news is gospel. You understand? He ain't left.
Where does he live?
He lives in South London.
Okay, so my dad, you know my dad, innit? He's fucking now he's 80. He's 80. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's one of them people that doesn't give a fuck. He's still cycling around on his bike. He's been going,
good on him.
He's been going out every day during this thing. Yeah. But he does if he goes into basically the only really places he goes is the newsagent to get the paper and or whatever, and he goes to the supermarket and he just puts a mask on there, and when he comes home he just washes his hands to make sure that he's not spreading it to my mum, because my mum, she's more vulnerable than him because she's had like the stroke, she had a fall, broke loads of bones all over her body and everything. Her vision's going, she can't really go out. So do you know what I mean? So he's like just making sure, and my sister's going there because she lives near them now as well. So she's just going there and dropping them supplies and stuff like that, you know, going doing their weekly shop for them and everything. So I just think it's like if you can go, I'm not saying everyone should just not live their life, but just be careful around people you love, and you know, old people like that. Like I had people asking me, oh, can you come and do a rave, come and MC an illegal rave and stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that, because if I am positive, if I've got it and I give it to some young person at the rave, they might not get bad symptoms, but I don't know if they live with their grandma. I don't know if they live with their parent and their mum, dad are obese, or they got some health problem and then it's going to give it to them and then they fucking die. I would feel like a cunt. So
I wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, it's not your problem. It's not your problem. If it's not, the thing is, putting that on somebody, yeah? Like, imagine I had some illness. I didn't know about it. Now, or I did, or whatever. I went out. I've given it to someone else. They've given it to someone else.
So you know
people
about...
but what I'm saying is,
I won't even know. Half the time,
what I'm saying, Terra, what I'm saying, I did know, innit? I got the result positive. And I was asked to go do a rave on New Year's Eve. I said, no, I'm positive. I'm not going to go and do something that's going to put other people at risk.
After you found out, so it weren't like...
I wouldn't do that. But even before that time, I wouldn't have gone and done illegal raves, where it's all sweaty and I don't know if I've got it or not, because there wasn't any tests around on any of this shit. Even if you don't believe in the efficacy of the test, I wouldn't have gone and given. I don't want people's deaths on my conscience. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to kill someone's grandma. They love their grandma, innit? I don't want to kill them. Like, I don't want to.
You're not killing their grandma. You know what I mean? They're making it out like, oh, you're. If you go out, you're. That's what they're telling the kids in school, innit? They're going,
no. They're not saying.
They're telling the kids
go out.
They're telling the kids.
If you're like, if you go somewhere, and it's this thing. Let's say this thing is real. If you go somewhere and you're asymptomatic, I could be asymptomatic if they're saying you can be asymptomatic, So if I'm positive and I give it to someone by being close to them, by spitting in their face, like, if I'm MCing, innit? If I'm MCing and we're sharing the mic and they go home and they give it to their grandma, then they're like, oh, she's dead now. I had it. I didn't know. I got it from a fucking illegal rave.
Well, either way. Their grandma could have got it anywhere. She could have gone to the supermarket and she could have got it anywhere. She could have got it from one of her visitors. She could have got it off the newspaper that came through her door. She could have got it. At the end of the day, no one could put anyone's death on my. Only time someone could put someone's death on my conscience is if I did it myself. If that person died, even if they said, "Oh, you might have given it to them," I might have given it to them, but the person in their house might have given it to them, or that person could have just got it anyway, or that person's health is so fucked up, they're just fucking deteriorated anyway, and then any little flu or anything just finish them off. So, at the end of the day, what they're doing is trying to put other people, trying to make people feel responsible for someone else's death. When at the end of the day,
well, they're trying to make people feel responsible for preventing somebody else's death.
Yeah, I agree with Norbert. Like, at the end of the day, if you think about it like this, yeah, we're all responsible for each other in the society, innit? We got to make sure everyone's like.
Terra don't believe that, man. Terra's
No,
like,
no.
We should be like that. Idealistically, yeah.
Yeah, idealistically. So that's what the position I'm coming from. Because I'm not like Margaret Thatcher, where she was saying there's no such thing as a society and all that bullshit. That's fucking pagan shit, man. End of the day.
Terra, are you like Margaret Thatcher, Terra? Is that what he's saying?
What?
Are you like Margaret Thatcher? Is that what?
How am I, in what way? In what way?
Because you're saying fuck a society, you fuck society.
No, I didn't say fuck society. I said you look and have your society.
Yeah,
you can have it. You can have it. I don't say fuck your society. You can have it. Like I said, innit? This is society as we know it. Like, let it run, innit? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? If I want to do my own little thing, a little bit away from it, allow me, innit? No, I don't really want to get too mixed. I personally don't want to get too mixed up with people.
I want to do that too, but I'm saying when I say society, I definitely don't mean a governed society we live in now. But we're all human beings. That's why I said we shouldn't have to be forced. If I've come more away. Yeah, there's a comment as well. Bait Nate wrote another comment saying I used to be like my boy Terra, but it's gotten way too close. My baby mum even had it, and then he said even if you have it and live, people's organs are fucking up unknowingly. NHS need to do x-rays on survivors. But I feel like I've come the other way around. Like I was thinking this must be real because otherwise every fucking nurse in the whole world would have to be in on it and blah, blah, blah. And times are getting so weird. I'm getting to the point that I just don't know. That's the thing. I know a lot of people that work in the health services there, and they're under a gagging order for one. They're not allowed to like, they can speak about it in a way, but they can't question it. They can't publicly come out and question it. So that's another problem. But without I question what? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't come out and say, oh, this isn't, because
they can't question it full stop. Like, they can't even sit there and suggest they can't basically go outside of what the government narrative is, in it. If they do that, that's their job. And that's
there ain't no government narrative. The government are fucking making it up as they go. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, bro.
That's
true. But they have got their narrative.
He don't know what he's doing. He don't know what he's doing, bro. He's a fucker.
But it's not Boris Johnson, though. Boris Johnson, people are like quick to like say, I hate Boris. Boris done that to me. Boris ain't got no power in this situation. This is, and nor has the British government. So whatever the British government wants, or any government in the world wants, they ain't got the power to say, no, this ain't happening. This is bigger than the government. Understand? Boris Johnson's a puppet, and the hymn sheet that they're reading from is from, I believe it would come from the World Health Organization, and it would be distributed around the country, the different countries, to their relevant health services. And anybody that questions it is going to be in trouble. You understand?
So what do you think? Who do you think's running it? Who do you think it is then that's running
the whole thing? Do you know what it is? Well, this is the thing, innit? Obviously, whoever's running the show, we're never going to know.
Globalists, left wingers. That's what you think.
Marxists. It's you lot. It's you lot, Nova.
Globalist Marxists. That's what he says. He thinks Black Lives Matter is causing it all.
I think that.
Yeah.
We'll get into Black Lives Matter later. I think Black Lives. Listen though. I think Black Lives Matter is an ally. Yeah, I don't think Black Lives Matter is an ally that runs
in the COVID hoax.
Huh?
Say them words. Fucking hell, be careful what words I
say. Say it. Like Black Lives Matter Black Lives Matter was thrown in there when people started questioning and getting disillusioned. Black Lives Matter was thrown in there to kind of like distract everyone while they, while they got their story a bit more straight. And they,
So do you think there is all that huge shit?
Huh?
Black Lives Matter was way more active before this whole time, though.
Black Lives Matter's always been active, but Black Lives Matter had their peak. Let's not lie. This is Black Lives Matter's peak.
No, if the George Floyd murder happened, if the George Floyd murder if George Floyd hadn't been killed, yeah, then there wouldn't have been all that Black Lives Matter stuff over the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know, then we're going back to sorry to get into right-wing conspiracy theories. Then we're going back to, was he even murdered? Was George Floyd a crisis actor? Was George Floyd?
I think he was murdered. I think he was killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, innit? So me personally, I don't know.
Did it even happen, or bruv? That's what I'm saying. Now you're going all the way. That's the most wild thing you've said.
I'm not questioning all the other murders, but the George Floyd one.
Why?
Yeah.
The one that's on video that you can see.
So.
What's that?
Yeah. The George Floyd. The George. Do you know why the George Floyd one? It seemed a bit too. It was almost like perfect timing, perfect circumstances. It just didn't add up, innit?
No,
the whole thing didn't add up. And
the thing is, Terry, with the George Floyd thing, yeah, it was gonna come no matter what, because people have got phones now. There's police doing police brutality, and people have got phones. They're gonna film it. And sooner or later, they're gonna get one like the George Floyd murder, where they capture the whole thing. It was only a matter of time for that to come. Like all the other instances you've seen, you only just see like a little bit, then the guy's dead or something. You don't see the whole thing. This one, we saw 9 minutes of a guy with his knee on a guy's fucking neck, and he killed him right in front of everyone. He did not give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? It was only a matter of time before that happened, because people were doing that.
You know what it was? Marcus Garvey, he tried to get black people out of America back in the 30s, I believe. Yeah. Now he had to deal with the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah. And basically the deal was to get some ships set up and basically sell black people, I think, to Sierra Leone. It was a bad idea anyway, because he was literally going to drop black people who were just at some random place in Africa. They got no ancestral route to, but he was going to do it anyway. But the Ku Klux Klan, they sabotaged the whole operation. So the boats that he ended up getting sold, they didn't work. So it's always been said that black people in America, you're there at your own risk. I've said it to people that I know that live in America. I said, you're there at your own risk. This stuff has been happening. So it's not even a case of George Floyd, the murder opened our eyes. George Floyd's murder, compared to what's happened to black people in America, was one of the more, I don't want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? There's been a lot more brutal murders than that happened, trust me. There's been a lot more.
No doubt, but the George Floyd thing was like the straw on the camel's back for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We also open people's eyes who had been oblivious to it before, because now there is no denying it. Like just like this Trump shit now, these people going in there, you can't deny that they thought they were privileged and entitled to storm the fucking Senate without any weapons, and the woman got shot in the neck like a fucking dickhead. Do you know what I'm saying? That illustrates that whole mentality of privilege that some people have. And the same thing with the George Floyd murder. It showed people who maybe thought, oh, these people just ain't complying and all that kind of bullshit. It kind of blew that out of the fucking water.
That was a good segue, because we need to get onto that, because we can't do the whole show about this old stuff yet. But I've got a few comments. Yemi said COVID came at a convenient time when Brexit sets in.
It did.
That's a good point. Seen Live, who was on here last week, Seen Live, who has a picture of an eye looking like a David Icke conspiracy theorist profile, has said, I thought I was a bit of a conspiracy nut, but Terra, that was a mad theory.
Which one? What theory was mad? What one? That George Floyd?
I don't know which part, but then Bait Nate's weighed in on that too. He said, Terra, bro, you speculate too much like you're doing it on purpose. Kiss my teeth. George Floyd was murdered. Don't mix real black issues with your mad theories. You're my boy, but I'm black first. Have some respect when you speak on it.
Oh, Nate, yeah. Bear love
next week.
Bear love to Bait Nate, yeah. Bear love to Bait Nate, you get me? Ain't no one fucking with Bait Nate, I tell you that much. Yeah. But yo, Nate, on a next thing, yo, Nate, you need to come and link me. I need Nate to do some modeling for my Bad Slave brand. Yeah, on a next thing. Yeah, we can get into this George Floyd thing as well, because.
But let's switch the subject, and that's what you're saying as well. But I think because
I'm gonna come back next week with some more evidence on this George Floyd, because I didn't look too much into it, and like you said, Nova, it probably did come from some sources.
That's one of them conversations I don't think we should entertain, if we're being honest. But we'll see.
You know why? You know what? Yeah, certain people actually got genuinely, when I brought it up online, certain people got genuinely upset. Yeah? And that's when I thought, you know what, this is how I know I might be right, because you know when people get emotional over stuff, you know how we can have a conversation, yeah? Us man can have a conversation, but you see, like, this one guy, one rapper, I don't even want to mention his name, it's not really relevant. He got emotional. And it's the same way, like when I check people on this whole COVID thing and they got no facts to come with, they get emotional. So sometimes what they do in the media, they do things that kind of get you by your emotional heartstrings, and then anybody says anything, that's immediately you respond with your emotions, and you just shut the person down, and it will become, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm one of them people, innit?
I don't think the media is doing that though with certain things. With certain things, that's us. Like I got sidetracked before when I was trying to say that I used to kind of believe in like, right, all the doctors and everyone in the whole fucking world must be in on this. So, but I was saying, so I should believe it. But I'm saying if I could believe it 100 million%, then I don't need the government to tell me to lock down. We should, as human beings, just be able to say this is the thing that needs to happen and just do it. It's not really a control thing. We're just doing what's right. You know what I'm saying? But I think we on this America thing. So what's the angle of that then in the media? I see your lunatic friend today on Facebook saying that because she's an avid Trump, and also let's remember that everyone who is a Trump supporter is by proxy. I've decided, this is my mad theory, they're also a Nigel Farage supporter. Nigel Farage, if people don't realize, is Donald Trump's support act. He's done it for his campaign. Yeah. He came out as opening speaker, yeah. So all these UK people supporting Trump are helping Nigel Farage to build his fucking career of hate, yeah? So I see that lunatic, because Trump's getting hotted up and Trump's been exposed as doing some madness right now the last few days, that lunatic was on your page saying it was a staged event. I think her life's a stage.
I want to get into that. Though.
So what? So in America?
Oh, listen, what was that, a staged event?
Staged by who?
No, I haven't even looked into it too tough. I glanced at it, but I've been busy the last 2 days, yeah? Did have a little look at something, yeah? So people have been sharing some memes, yeah? Saying that, that you know the Simpsons always predict stuff. So now the Simpsons has been brought into it. You've seen that meme, innit?
Yeah, I saw that.
So apparently that was all predicted, yeah? You know what it is? I'm hearing all sorts. I'm hearing it was Antifa. I'm hearing it was BLM. I'm hearing it was BLM doing that, you understand?
Yeah,
and
but probably racist.
That's what someone said. Someone said it was BLM.
A racist said that, right?
Huh?
A racist said that, right?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Is that a racist? A racist said that, I'm sure.
No. It wasn't. Well, yeah, it probably was, but it wasn't. No, it was from who actually posted that? It was actually from. I swear it was some politician or someone who was a prominent member, someone prominent, not just a random person.
A prominent right-wing person, yeah.
Yeah. It was one of them.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is they're gonna come out. These lunatic, fucking racist, far right lunatics we were talking about have done a mad thing, trying to act like it's a fucking revolution. Yeah, that is not the revolution we want, because they are not fucking with any of us. And then they want to turn around after and go, it's Antifa, it's BLM. They want to say it's black people. They want to say it's people that are like against the far right racism that they portray, that they actually like perpetuate, and deflect it from it being them. And that's what your nutter friend said on the
thing. What they're trying to do is damage control, because they realize, oh shit, I stirred up all these dumb people, yeah, with all this bullshit. And they've gone and run into the fucking Senate, and 5 of them are dead, or 4 of them are dead. One cop is dead now. Oh fuck, my political career could be fucked, because all people have to do is look at my tweets, look at all my TV interviews saying it was a fixed election, and blah 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 blah, and all this bullshit. Listen, and I've stirred these people up. So now I better back away from it. So now you see them abandoning Trump, like Pence is abandoning fucking Lindsey Graham.
Even Trump himself. He's backing down now because he's got however many days left as the president, right? And they were saying they're gonna kick him out of the presidency now because so he's behaving himself, because if he gets kicked out now, he can't run again in 4 years. If he wants to run again in 4 years, he needs to behave himself.
Thing is, he should be getting done. He should be in court for inciting a fucking riot. He should be getting done. He needs to be up on criminal charges. My whole take on it is that you've seen the Proud Boys were organising this shit from a few months, from at least a couple of months ago. All these QAnon people.
Proud Boys, though, innit? Remember that proud to be something.
Yeah, exactly. The QAnon pricks, yeah. They were all talking about this.
Proud to be white boys. That's what
all the QAnon people, yeah, they were organising this crap from a long time ago, and all these Trump supporters were doing this from about at least a couple of months ago. So you can't really say, oh, it's BLM that have done it and it's Antifa, when these people are organising. They've been organising and they've come and done it. They've had their privilege where they've managed to run up in the fucking building without getting shot. If it was BLM, you saw the BLM protests where they have the fucking National Guard out and all fucking gunmen and everything out in front of us. They didn't even get near the steps. But the BLM people, they're not that dumb that they think they could even get in there because they believe that white privilege is there. So they're not going to be able to get in there because they will get shot by the police before they even got there. So these guys
privilege. If they believe white privilege is there, right? If they believe it and they accept it, what are they doing? Go to the White House asking them what makes them think they're going to change their stance or change their mind. The white supremacists that they're fighting against.
No, what you mean?
The BLM. See BLM now. See BLM.
The BLM thing, bro. Like the ones, like I get, like most of the. If you see a lot of people in BLM, yeah, right, the ones who are gonna be the ones really getting in the feds' faces and all that shit and throwing and trying to beat up, they'll be the white BLM people because they're not used to getting beat down by police or getting fucking killed and shit. So they're not used to that. So they still got their little thing that I'm gonna be all right.
Even the man in Bristol, innit? Even the man in Bristol that took down the statue, it was all the white guys that went to the we're gonna get to this. We're all gonna get to this. Like I said, BLM is BLM even a movement for black people? Why are we talking about that now?
Is it a movement? Oh, listen, can I speak? Can I say what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying, say that when there's a panel of black people here to talk to you about it.
Look, forget, I don't have to talk to black people. Look, people can hear what I'm saying, yeah? So the BLM, is it a actual pro-black movement or a movement for white people to absolve?
Why are you so focused on that? Why are you deflecting all of this energy that we need to talk about the right-wing racist people who just done a mad thing in America?
We're going to get to that.
You're focused, even you have been so brainwashed by all of
this. Chill out.
No, you're brainwashed.
Chill out.
The propaganda that the fucking far-right lunatics have put on the internet.
No, but I'm not saying that's the truth. I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Bro, you're lost.
I'm telling you what I've heard. I haven't even checked out the situation.
Donald Trump supporters.
So?
What you've heard from Trump supporters?
No, I haven't heard it. Well, yeah, I've heard some of it from Trump supporters, but not all of it from... I'm just telling you what I've heard, though. I'm just telling you all I've heard. I didn't say it was correct. I'm just telling you what they're saying. From what I saw in the news was that a load of Trump fans ran up into Congress.
Yeah.
Then I heard that it was Antifa masquerading as Trump fans.
Have you seen the video? Have you seen
then I heard it was BLM. No, listen. Then I heard it was BLM, and then I heard it was staged.
So what I saw video of Trump sitting, watching it, and celebrating it. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it, but I imagine it exists.
There's a video of Trump and where all his people, all his little team sitting there watching it, going, yeah, they're cheering it on like football. So he's not cheering on Black Lives Matter, bro. He's not cheering on...
What it is, yeah, Terra, what makes me laugh, yeah, is that if this was BLM going there, there would be, like Trump said, yeah, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. So that's what he said. They would have been shot. Yeah, there would be shots going off. People wouldn't have made it onto the steps. These guys, cops were letting them go past them. Even undercover, even off-duty, sorry, not undercover, off-duty cops were joining in. Off-duty army people were joining in. Yeah, they were joining in with these people. Yeah, they would not be joining in with BLM people. These cops.
Well, it's quite obvious it wasn't BLM because there wasn't any black people. Yeah?
There was I don't know, there was some token black people there. Like there was a few black people there, but they were.
One of them? Huh? Was Terra there?
Yeah, sure, I was Nova. Of course, I was in Washington yesterday.
But anyway, the ones doing the QAnon shit, the ones because You know, like when I've seen some interviews with them, and obviously they're not racist, they're not right-wing racist against black people
Who isn't
or
racist?
whatever. They just believe in that paedophile shit and the QAnon
The
shit.
QAnon.
No, some of them people, I'm saying the black people who believe in QAnon, the brown people who believe in QAnon shit. They're I've seen interviews with them, they're like, the world is run by these pedophiles, we got to get them, and Trump.
They are to the point. They are to the point where they don't care about race issues anymore to a degree. Some of them, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like, you know what? I'm going to put all of that race issue aside because this is more important. Like what you're describing.
Yeah.
You feel?
Yeah. Well, they've been taught that it's not an issue. Well, no, what it is that the QAnon people and those sorts of people, they are yesterday's NF and yesterday's BNP. What they've done is they've convinced the black people that this is not about black and white anymore. So they're basically now becoming the champions of racial unity. Yeah, so a lot of black people are getting swept up in the current. But at the end of the day, yeah, we know how these things end, innit? You know what I mean? You go along with them. Now, when they get what they want, trust me, you're going to see what they're going to do with a few remaining black people hanging on.
What do they want running up in Congress and all of that?
Well, firstly, we need to establish if it was staged or not. So if it was staged,
I think we have to have a conversation based on the fact that it wasn't, because it very much most likely wasn't.
We haven't got any facts at the moment.
No, we have.
We got to go. Okay, so there's two possibilities. One that it was staged, and one that it wasn't. Yeah.
But wasn't Donald Trump?
If it was staged,
didn't Donald Trump tell them to do it? He told them to do it, and then they done
it. Well, Donald Trump, yeah, he got everyone riled up in it. Basically, he got everyone. What I think happened, yeah, is that Donald Trump got everyone riled up, ready to go into Congress. But at the same time, I think he had insiders as well. So he had people on the inside. Remember, he's still technically president. So he had people on the inside that say, you know what I mean, let him through, do whatever, fucking get the news report, get the fucking press in there, whatever in it. To be honest, he just wants to cause a bit of trouble before he leaves.
So you're saying it could be staged on his end to like kind of make it, but it's not making him look good, is it?
It doesn't matter because what it is, you see this whole lockdown, this whole pro-lockdown thing, yeah? It's such a terrible movement that anyone who gets behind it is just going to lose in the future, just out by default. That's it, their political career is dead. So once they're out the way, any idiot will get picked up. And that's where Nigel Farage will probably end up becoming Prime Minister. Donald Trump will probably end up, do you see what I'm saying? Because any idiot will get picked up, because even as bad as they are, they're still saying more sensible stuff in regards to the lockdown than like Boris Johnson is, or you understand?
You're saying we need to start going and living on what we know. All this hearsay shit is playground shit. People die. Facts is how we progress. And I kind of agree with him, but I kind of see the other side as well, that we should question things. But at the same time, we can't go so far in our questioning that we actually look at what's right in front of us and start dismissing it to that extent. Like we have seen Donald Trump tell people to do something, and then once they do it, it's happened. So
the only way I would say that it was staged, yeah, is that Trump encouraged them to do it on purpose, because he knows they're gonna go in there, they're gonna go in entitled, thinking they're not gonna get shot. A lot of them die. It gets them more pissed off, yeah. And then he's hoping that they're gonna overturn Biden in a violent way, yeah. And then he gets to carry on being the president. That's the only way I see it set up, that he's manipulating these dumb people. Yeah. Otherwise, but then again, I don't think maybe he's not as intelligent to do that. He just spouts any old shit. We've seen him. He just talks bare.
He ain't even running the show. That's what he's not even running the show. So Trump's not even, as much as he's doing this. He's just a character in this show. Trump is a reality TV star. That's what he is, isn't he? He's a reality TV star. So anyway,
Alex Harvey, bro, you told me that Alex Harvey wasn't a fucking right winger.
He isn't a right winger. What do you mean?
He said, wasn't the dude in the hat an actor? Gareth Ike has been calling false flag. Yeah, he does that with everything. So he's like
the dude in the Jamiroquai hat.
Yeah.
The Jamiroquai guy, yeah.
And Nate's cussing him because he said Gareth Ike. He thinks that's his son. That's his son, Nate. Gareth Ike, yeah, is David Icke's racist extremist son. I'll send
Bloody
you.
hell, mate.
Yeah, what's I didn't know I didn't know David Icke was racist. What are they saying?
David Icke has gone on a fucking mad anti-Black Lives Matter tirade for the last fucking year, and I found all the screenshots, and then I found screenshots of his son Gareth that were even worse than him, like literally attacking anyone who's kind of attacking people for taking a knee at the football games and stuff like that, like just going off on one, saying all lives matter. Like they just turned in, they are like, because they are the key of the conspiracy world, and the conspiracy world has now been taken over by far right white racists.
Man,
it's mad.
I was shocked. But and the other thing where you got to look at, like, even I saw a good meme that was shared that saying that when people were saying that these people will go too far taking a knee, at a football game, or Lewis Hamilton taking a knee and everyone cussing him, but then these people, they're going in and actually fucking trying to storm the fucking Senate. and then they're not cussing them. Then you got like these people like Tucker Carlson and these dickheads like going, we have to understand where these people are coming from. I'm like, where the fuck, why don't you treat BLM like that? You don't say we need to understand where this is coming from, but now you're saying we need to understand where these nut jobs are coming from.
Yeah, but everyone has to understand. Yeah, people have to understand.
People are just asking not to be killed by the police.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. You have to look into the law. You have to look into the laws in America. Now, I don't think they've amended certain laws since slavery. So I think in certain states, like black people are still classed as cargo. Yeah. So literally, if you kill it, like even if the police, certain states, the police kill a black person.
That tells you all you need to know about America. And then like, you got people like Zuby saying he's going to go and live in America. And when I said to him, bruv, you might not want to go and live there, you know, because you could just get shot. Like if you better think about where you live in America.
Don't start me on that.
Say that again.
So don't start me on that prick, man. We need to get him on here.
But remember, he got held up by the cops in the UK and they had him on the floor with a gun to his head and he was on the front page of the Sun. Yeah. So I said, if that was in America, you'd probably be dead.
He's not cargo though. He ain't cargo. That's the difference. If I went to America, I'm cargo. He ain't cargo. Yeah, and that's all due respect. It's all due respect, but he ain't cargo. If he did get shot in America, there would be uproar. Yeah, there would be uproar. You understand? Because he ain't cargo. You got this shit goes deep. You understand? Remember,
you don't think that they would just look at his skin color and wouldn't say that he's different.
No, they'll look at his passport and look where he's from and be like, oh my god, we made a fucking huge mistake, and people will have to lose their jobs.
Yeah, but what about that African dude who got shot at night?
Yeah, and that's why there was a big scandal about it. That's why it became a big scandal. Armadu, whatever his name is. Yeah, a big scandal about that. Yes, a big scandal.
George Floyd. There's a big scandal about that though.
Yeah, but we don't know about George Floyd. We don't know about that. That's what I'm saying. George Floyd has been presented to us, by a multi-million-dollar organization. Yeah, they're telling us about George Floyd.
George Floyd has been presented to us by a person who made the video, bro.
Who was that?
Who made that video? I don't
know.
Who was the person? We know a person made the video, innit? That person's out there. You can go and track them down. You can go look them up. It's not information.
Well, anyway, it was used. George Floyd's death was used by a multi-million-dollar organization. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, you know what it was as well. That there was going to be a time. There will be a time when the straw breaks the camel's back. But the George Floyd situation was almost kind of like to diffuse it in a way. So it was like, you know what? Here's a black man dying. Let's get everyone's anger out.
Well, people
went around and did whatever they did. And eventually, where are all these Black Lives Matter now? When a man tried, Black
Lives Matter is now, bro. It's been damaged by people chatting this shit about it for the last year, by people being brainwashed and standing against it, but with this kind of bullshit.
You know what the truth is? As a black person, I don't need Black Lives Matter. You understand? I don't need Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I don't need Black Lives Matter. Listen, I've been dealing with AC. How long have we dealing with racists out here for?
Since we were about 3 years old.
No, but how long have we been going on? We remember we see what these drillers are doing. Yeah, we was doing that back in the day in South Oxley. We were scurrying around the op block looking for the ops. Yeah, from a long time ago. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm talking about. I haven't seen. Listen, I've had 2 fights with racist people, almost 3, but I've had 2 2 were about to rough man up, 1 were about to just rough up a man. Yeah, I didn't see no Black Lives Matter people helping and intervening. Yeah, I didn't see none of this Black Lives Matter spirit. You understand? I had to do the dirt on my own. So at the end of the day, like I said, we don't need Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I can tell you straight. Yeah, for all the.
All right. Well, all right. Well, if we're just looking at the information, the facts, as Nate said, that we have on paper, yeah, and I hate that we're getting deflected to this, but I'm going to get to this one quote because it's relevant. But did George Floyd and his family not need Black Lives Matter then to get justice from the police? And even that they haven't got enough justice, but the actual police officer was charged, and that never happens. And I truly believe that never would have happened if it wasn't for all the fucking countless.
I hear that, but you know what? If they were really on our side, if they were really on the side of Black people, they would have licked the police officer down. They would have licked him down. No, the people, if they really cared about Black people, they would have licked him down. That's what I'm saying. Justice ain't gonna. If the man could die, if the man could die,
licking him down can create a different situation. We actually do need people to start going into jail. That we do need that to happen.
Terry, if he got murdered, yeah, if someone went and murdered him, then you get all those people saying, "See, this is what Black people are like. See, they're violent. They're this, they're that," and then they just anyway. More ammo to brainwash their future generations.
But anyway, I wanted to read this thing, yeah, because Jen posted this actually, and then I reposted it. But it was just because this whole conversation was like, if it was Black Lives Matter about what Donald Trump and all these lot was doing. It said, stop comparing these white folks rioting and storming the Capitol to Black activists and protesters. We are not the same. We are fighting for humanity and equity. They are fighting for absolute power and dominance. Monique Melton. I'm saying
that's true.
And we are having this like most of our conversation, we're still here talking about Black Lives Matter and getting deflected because this is what they're doing to us.
The thing is with BLM, yeah, I think BLM is a necessary thing, and I fully support the statement of it and everything. Like when you got these people like Dominique Samuels and all these people and Zubi and everyone saying, "Oh, BLM is a Marxist thing" or whatever, I don't know about any of that shit. I'm just talking about the statement and the principle, yeah, and I fully support that. Just as I would if it was Jewish people getting killed by the police, just as I would if it was any person, if it was white people just getting murdered by the police all the time, yeah, I would be, yeah, shit, man, we got to support, you got to help these white people who are getting killed by the police because the police should not be.
There is actually a movement already for that, so be careful because there is a movement for that already. Yeah, there is.
It's the same movement. It's the same movement that was running up.
Yeah. There is a movement for that. They're actually going around. There's actually a UK George Floyd, and I know it's sad because an innocent man lost his life, but it's a guy, I think he was like a soldier, and he got killed by a police officer, I think in Coventry, and like there was a whole load of drama, like, why didn't this guy matter? White lives matter. All lives matter.
But even those people that say that shit, yeah, when people like. When they tried to use the example of those 2 terrorists who killed the white soldier in Woolwich, yes. Like, why was there no white lives matter when he got killed? The fucking guys are in jail for life. They got justice. That's the point. That's why BLM is there, because they're saying
not only did they get jail for life, they got bruck up in the process as well. They got bruck up, them 2 guys. But you know what it is?
The police went and did their job. Whereas
there's bare comments.
Yeah.
There's bare comments been happening that I've been missing. Man.
Read some comments out. Go on. I'm going.
Yeah. And it might be going back. So obviously we were talking about Gareth. So Nate's comment, Gareth is David's left nut, literally. Meaning, jokes aside, pretty sure Dave taught his son most info and now probably study together. Now we got man like Danny Bones in the building.
Danny Bones, Danny Bizones, Jesus Christ. Shout out to Idhan.
Yeah, Danny Bones, who Terra has been telling me is also a paid part of the other side or whatever. I don't know, paid opposition. But the guy in the hat wasn't. The guy in the hat. You know, me and Terra have these conversations off camera, and they're so more interesting. I'm telling him we got to start saying this stuff in the fucking thing anyway. But he said the guy in the hat wasn't an actor. There's footage of him being interviewed.
Yeah, Bones is right.
Over the past couple of years, pro-Trump rallies. Then Seen
Okay.
Live has said, a wise man knows one thing, he knows nothing. That's my thing, man. That's why I say I don't know about a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
so
But
yes,
that man, the confusion, what, you know, where people are saying he was a crisis actor,
yeah.
is because he wanted to be a voice actor. So he's got a profile on fucking LinkedIn or whatever.
Oh.
It says he's a voice actor. So people say, oh, no, he's a crisis actor. Bullshit.
Well, okay, so we've cleared that up then. So we can.
Mate Nate also said, "Fuck BLM. My black ass mattered since my pussy." I guess that says oh, it says MU. Yeah.
Why haven't we got Nate on here now? That's what I want to know.
Nate, I think
why
Nate
on this now? You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know Nate's hot on the internet, yeah. You know Nate, yeah. Nate posts one thing on the internet and it causes big problems. So I know my man's a bit like he's calculated of when to speak and when to, you know what I mean. But we need more bait Nate. Trust me.
Nate just said Nova is right for once.
What's Nova right about?
I don't know which one he thinks I'm right.
Nigga, you ain't right.
Bone said this Marxist nonsense is a deflection by the right to try to distract from the basic message. And that's my thing always. And to me, whenever the word Marxist comes up as a thing, whenever it's like those Marxists, someone, like I said to Terra last week, someone was saying it's a globalist / Marxist. Well, how the fuck can a globalist be a Marxist? These people don't even know what Marxism is. Like Marxism,
even if the two founders of Black Lives Matter are both saying they're Marxist, it doesn't matter. Good. Remember back in the day, back in the 80s, yeah, when you had all those people allying against the National Front, you had Marxists in there, you had centrists in there, you had like liberals in there, you had some like conservatives in there who believed in equality, though. They were all marching against the NF. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me if someone says they're a Marxist, if they're standing up for something that's right.
I'm saying Marxism is not even what they're saying it is. Like Marxism is a theory, and unless you've studied it, you probably don't really understand it. It's not this, oh, the Marxists are going to take over. They're trying to. Marxists are not people trying to take over the world. Marxists are not people with a global agenda and fucking new world order. That has nothing to do with Marxism. The people, like all this conspiracy world, has taken over by people that are labeling it as Marxism and labeling it.
Let me say one thing.
In order to create more control and deflect from to confuse everyone who was.
Let me say one thing. Let me break this down for you, right? So, for instance, the reason why we're hearing this Marxist thing is because when they had the Black Lives Matter marches in England and America, but I'm going by what I heard in England, a lot of white people, basically, they could not help themselves but go out and protest against it without even thinking. So when someone's turned around and said, are you racist? The first thing they've had to say is, oh no, we're not racist. We just don't like Antifa. We just don't like Marxists. But like you said, none of these people know what Marxism is.
Listen, I hope this, I don't care if it blocks it. Big up Antifa, innit? Anyone who's not Antifa is a waste man. Antifa means anti-fascist. It's a word.
Yeah, but the thing is, of course, but the thing is, these lot were acting as if to say they've had problems with Antifa in the past. These lot are football hooligans. They had no problems.
They had problems. They have problems with anti-fascists. So they're saying they have problems. So they're saying they're fascists.
Of course. So that's basically. But we don't need.
In the past used to be BNP and NF and running around, you know, beating up people, and then the anti-Nazi League beat them up. That's where their fucking hatred for Antifa comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you know what it is? They seem like they're just fighting each other. I have not really met many Antifa members in my life. And
it's not an organization, bro. It's not an organization. It's not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So So also, what I was going to say as well. So now we've established, partially established, that it wasn't a staged event. We're going to leave it there for now. So we're going to say it was. So now Trump's been censored. Yeah, Trump's been banned from Twitter.
Good.
Yeah, and Facebook. Yeah, you don't agree with the censorship?
Yes. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Yeah, because freedom of speech is cool until you incite violence. That's what it is. Like, if you incite violence, that's it. And also Twitter and Facebook are private companies. To join Twitter or Facebook, you have to agree to their terms. Yeah. If you incite violence, that's one of the terms. So you get banned. That's it. Like someone.
So why did he get banned? What was his reason for getting banned?
Wait. Someone put a really good thing on Terry Hooligan had a status about it, and someone wrote, if you go into a pub, yeah, and you shit on the floor in the middle of the pub, you're getting banned from that pub. It's the same shit, bro.
It's speech, though. It's not shitting on the floor. It's speech. But I always say about my house, I always say, yeah, I have support freedom of speech. But if you step in my yard and you say something out of line, or you start talking reckless to me, you have to leave my yard, innit?
Yeah. Because like, see Twitter,
freedom of speech is not freedom to do anything in any space.
Yeah, because if Twitter's like, if you want somewhere where you can just say any shit you want, then start a new fucking thing and let everyone just say any shit they want. And that's the rules on that one. But Twitter already have their rules. So if you're gonna go on Twitter, you got to play by their rules. They're a private company.
Nate has made a great comment on here. Yeah, first he said, "I love Terra, biggest freedom thinker. So much freeness, he will turn himself mad." And then he said, something important though. He said, "Should we really ban Trump? I don't know. I feel like it's set up for our black activists being shut down. They do it to me and Terra. I'm saying they've done it to me. I'm banned from Facebook right now. So, like, at the end of the day, when we allow them to start banning them people, it kind of normalizes them to ban.
But what were you not banned for?
We got our whole racist exposed group shut down.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of bullshit. Yeah, because and then like what it is with a lot of things, like Facebook, they've been banning people left, right, and centre for just nothing. Yeah, so they've gone overboard. But banning someone who's incited a riot in which 5 people are dead, come on, there's nothing wrong with that.
I hear you still, but I hear you, but I just
all right then. So I believe that George Bush and Tony Blair have got Twitters, yeah.
Fuck them both. They're both war criminals.
Huh?
Fuck George Bush and Tony Blair. They're both war criminals.
I believe they're still on Twitter though.
Yeah, but
so
these right now.
But the thing is with them, they're not like Trump. They're not dumb like him. They're not gonna just mouth off all this bullshit. They're smart, so they're not gonna get banned because they're not gonna fuck with Twitter's with their terms. Like what Blair's gonna go on and say. If he's gonna say anything, he's gonna be like, we all need to be there and positivity.
Didn't Tony Blair took thousands of people to their death? Didn't he lead thousands of people to their death?
He didn't do it on Twitter though, did he?
And then, fair enough. Well, what about David Icke then? What about David Icke?
I swear he got banned already, isn't it?
Yeah, but what was his reasons for getting banned? What was the justification for banning? That's what I'm saying.
Know about David.
David Icke got banned because he made I don't know exactly what it was.
It was COVID.
I know he made an interview. He done an interview with Brian Rosa.
London Real, isn't it? Yeah, London Real.
Yeah, London Real.
Have you not met him at all? Have you not met him in Camden? He lives in Camden.
Does he?
Yeah, he's always jogging by the river. Have you not met him?
Fair enough. I met him.
Oh, I thought you might have met him, innit?
But he's a good guy. I like Brian. You know what I mean? I will meet him. You know what I mean? At some point,
I don't know him, innit? I just seen a few of the episodes. It's interesting guests he has on there and shit. I don't know.
I want to meet him to make sure that he's actually a human and not AI. You know what I mean? I want to talk him like fucking hell. It's fucking solid. You know what I mean? But yeah.
We try to keep these things to an hour, and we're just gone over. So
we're gone over an hour already. Bloody hell, that's gone quick.
Yeah. So I don't know. We can continue a little bit, but we'll start winding down, innit?
Yeah. So I got banned for it was something to do with his theory that the 5G towers were linked to the coronavirus death. Yeah. And that's why that was
I don't agree with him getting banned for that because he's not inciting violence.
Trump. I didn't even hear properly what I just went over my head because I was reading the comment, but I know it was something to do with COVID, right?
Yeah.
What they're saying is like speaking about COVID in a way that's going to make people go outside and spread it and
misinformation.
It could lead to people dying and stuff like that. That's their argument.
Yeah. That's their argument. We're basically freedom of speech is out the window then.
Well, I don't really.
No. Freedom of speech, yeah. It doesn't apply on privately run company platforms. When you go on a company run platform, that is for profit. Facebook's for profit, yeah? Twitter's for profit, right? If you want a freedom of speech, complete freedom of speech, then in America, you can do that. In England, we haven't got freedom of speech anyway. It's not ratified anywhere in any law in England, yeah. But in America, they have got it in their fucking constitution. But if you incite violence, that's when you cross the line. And England look at the same thing. And if you're on a private thing that's run by a company that set their terms of service, then you're beholden to their terms of service. They can change their terms of service if they have it written in the small print that they can change it when they feel like it, and you can't do anything about it. So from when you're going to use, like Trump, people are saying, oh, he got banned. He could just do an international press conference if he wants, yeah? So he's still got a voice.
Yeah, he's got the biggest, one of the biggest voices in the world.
Exactly. You don't need Twitter. You don't need Twitter. Yeah, he can do whatever the fuck he wants anyway.
He could have made his own website and just done his thing off of that, really.
Well, I swear, isn't there this thing called Parler now that all these right-wing people are going on Parler or something where they can say it?
There's a lot of these things popping up. There's a lot of things popping up.
You could just go on.
How it is.
I'm saying.
Do you know what I think?
Go on.
Right, what it is, right? I personally think Trump at his age, it's okay to just chill. You got your money, go and just chill. You know what I mean? Do your thing, you know what I mean? Just live a quiet life. It's not worth the stress.
He's a narcissist. He can't not do it. He's a narcissist.
Yeah. Well, you know, but I have heard, this is before all this happened, yeah. So I'm going back about 2 years. I remember overhearing a conversation someone I know was having with someone, and he was saying back then, Donald Trump's going to save the world. Donald Trump's going to save the world. And as I have gone on, and I've met more people who are basically saying that Donald Trump is. I've even heard people go as far as to say Donald Trump is the second coming of Christ. Yeah. So I've even seen an interview out there where they're sitting there, got the Bible open and they're breaking it down. Now Donald Trump's the second coming of Christ and tear. And we could do a whole another show on Trump alone. Yeah. But
Trump has been a genius in tapping into things that people want to hear, tapping into conspiracy communities. You know what I'm saying? Nate left a comment as well. UK and USA democracy living still under dictation. Drops mic, and I completely agree with him.
Yeah, that's it.
And they said, Nova, didn't 10 years ago we all loved Trump from TV to rappers? Yeah, but the thing is, I wasn't aware of Trump's fucking racism and Trump's fucking child rape cases, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I wasn't aware of the lunatic, narcissistic, and fucking dangerous man that he was then. Do you know what I'm saying? And then Yemi asked, what do you think of the FF Force? Which Bait Nate said, I'm with FS Force, yeah. But my sector of it break off now, more radical. We link when we need to. Yeah, but I'm down with the what is that? Forever Family, is that what it stands for?
Yeah, Forever Family Force.
Yeah.
FFF. Yeah, they're doing their thing.
Yeah, they're doing their thing. Like, I was telling you, I got this thing. That big American platform was talking to me about coming to do a Black Lives Matter debate Zoom thing like this. So I need to contact people from there to come and be a part of it. I've got that my agenda, but I need to holler at that woman again, man. But yeah, I guess we have to continue, man.
Yeah, until next week. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always.
Well, big up, A. So can I just confirm, is AC a crisis actor?
I don't think so.
All right. So
I think Bryan Cranston is. I don't think AC is. I think Bryan Cranston is. I think Idris Elba is. I think
AC isn't, but BC is. Yeah, all right.
Huh?
I said,
who's Bryan Cranston? Who's that? Who's
Breaking Bad? These are from Breaking Bad.
What did he do?
Heisenberg, man. Heisenberg. Watch Breaking Bad.
And Terra's like, oh, he's a crisis actor because he.
Watch Breaking Bad. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. I prefer Better Call Saul, man.
You know what it is? I have started watching it. I haven't got all the way through it yet. But I need to get into it properly.
What, Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad?
No, I've watched Breaking Bad a few times. Better Call Saul. I've watched it about a quarter of the way through first season. I don't know.
Let's wrap it up though. Big up everyone. Another comment though. First random. Just put some eyes on that. Big up to Bait Nate, Yemi, Alex Harvey, Gleam. I don't know if Gleam was still with us. He went quiet after a while. Seen live. Anyone that's been getting involved next week. Right, Uno just messaged me. Wait, let me read this before we leave.
Let me just say one thing as well, because I kind of got a bit carried away. One thing I wanted to say to everyone, because everyone doesn't know what side to be on. On one side, you got the freedom fighters who want to fight for freedom only so that they can racially abuse you at the end. And then you got the people who want to fight for equality, want you to stay in your house and be poor. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we need something which meets the needs of people who want neither of those things. So that's why you need to check out my Bad Slave brand. You need to go on Facebook and you need to check out Bad Slave. Come and see us in Bristol. You know what I mean? I've only just started, yeah, but like I said, support this thing because it's not just a brand, it's a movement, it's a lifestyle brand basically. The people we don't fit in these political boxes. We ain't right and we ain't left. We ain't fucking Tory, we ain't Labour, we ain't Trump, and we ain't Biden, and we ain't Obama or any of these cunts. You know, understand? We're just normal people. We don't want to have our freedoms taken away from us, and at the same time, we don't want to have to resort to joining a horde of racist thugs who go around storming government buildings. And yeah, so that's what you need to do. Check out Bad Slave. But yeah,
did you hear how they all died? Did you hear how they died?
No, how?
One of them, yeah, he had a taser in his stuff down his trousers, yeah, and he went to try jump up and rip off a thing off the wall, and it tased him in his bollocks, yeah, over and over again, and he had a heart attack and died. The other one was a woman who had a flag saying "Don't tread on me," and she got trampled by the crowd. The other one was like,
man, you know.
You sure this wasn't staged, yeah? You sure this wasn't staged? This sounds like fucking...
And the other one was she was an ex-military Air Force policeman or something. And she, you know, when they're in the corridor, they got into the corridor. You see the video, they're bullying these feds with it, and then the feds walk off, and then she's like, ah, come on. She tries to jump through the barricade. She's already been warned. There's a guy with a gun there. She tries to jump through the window, and he just blasts her in her neck. And then she's dead.
Yeah, good.
And then a cop got killed. A cop got crushed by the crowd. They trampled him. And I don't know how the other one died.
Did they crush him by his neck? Like
I don't know. Yeah. I'm not even sure. But there was pictures of some of these racist ones who were pretending to do the George Floyd thing, innit? They had a knee on another guy's neck and they were taking a piss out of George Floyd and shit.
Yeah.
Dealing with
but you got to give it to Trump. He's entertaining.
Boy.
He's an entertainer.
People's lives and deaths shouldn't be our entertainment. That's the madness.
Well, I've been listening to gangster rap all my life and watching action movies. Come on. And then these same people as well, they actually enjoy. Remember, these same people, they enjoy going to countries like Iraq and Afghanistan and killing people that they see as subhuman.
Yeah, and the woman who got shot, she fought in Iraq and all of that before.
Well, there we go.
She was an Afghan prison officer.
There we go.
Apparently, so who knows what the fuck she was doing to the people
abusing them out in Afghanistan, abusing those people and stealing their heroin to sell back in America.
But the mad thing is that she thought she was that bad and she was that entitled, and her privilege would protect her, and she thought that's gonna protect her. She got fucking her neck blown out and she's dead. Like, what a dick! Come on, man. How are you gonna do that? You're gonna run into the Senate House unarmed and think you're gonna live.
What's that guy's name? Lippy. I see Lippy, that podcast dude. Right?
Oh, Lippy Lickshot. He's a good guy still.
He put on Twitter, he was like, yo, did that woman have any kids? He goes like, fuck it. If she was a lone soldier who just lost her mind and said, fuck it, I'm going to ride out, but I hope she didn't have no kids. And then someone was like, yeah, she had 3 kids still. You know what I'm saying? So, and then people were just like, bro, how are you going to go and do that? You know what's coming to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's likely to come, and you got kids to leave in this world and all of that.
Well, and her defense.
This is what happens when you get brainwashed, though, isn't it? This is what happens when you get brainwashed by a demagogue. Trump is a demagogue. He's brainwashed them, and they're that fucking dumb. They've fallen for it. It's
because she's thinking if I don't fight for my she's thinking if I don't fight for my freedom now, then my kids aren't going to have a future anyway. So it's worth laying down my life for. You see what I'm saying? Like if I was putting...
she wasn't trying to lay down her life. If she was really thinking she's gonna go in there on a fight, she'd have had a gun on her. Yeah. She'd have gone in armed. How dumb are you? She's a military fucking woman. She should know about, if I'm going to run in the Senate House, there's Secret Service in there. They're all armed. They're going to protect the senators and they're going to blow my brains out. Come on, man. How stupid are you? You think your privilege is going to protect you? That's the point I've seen. Like, people are saying these people are like, white privilege is also dangerous to white people. It makes them think that they can do shit like this and not die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I tell you something. You know what? I'll tell you a story. I've probably told this a couple of times, but I got to a point where this concept of white privilege was talked about so much, and I was still drinking at the time, like in the early times when it became a concept. And I used to actually like bother the police a lot. When police would come around and bother man them and that, I would like get in their face and go, yeah, what white privilege and that what are you gonna do to me, kind of thing, and get face to each other. And then like enough of my brethren will tell you stories about this. There's mad stories. But one time there was like a homeless dude who'd been like shoplifting in Tesco's, and that bare police come to have up this homeless dude. And we just turned up outside at like 3 a.m. at this shop, and it's like bare of the man the minute, like me, Ben, Response, like there was just rags, everyone, the bare of us. I just started running the police, saying all this kind of shit. And I'm thinking in my head, yeah, you ain't gonna do me nothing. I'm saying, like, I'm thinking, I'm letting my privilege get to my head. And then that was a time when they used to use the red cars, innit? When they got the guns in the red cars, innit? So the red car must have pulls up now, and the police officer gets out, I'm chucking it to him. And he's just pulled the gun, and he's like, yo, I'll give you a reason after. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I'll make up the reason after.
Oh,
and you know what it was? What's the guy's name? I always get his name wrong. Charles, the guy who got killed in the tube, and when they killed the wrong guy.
Charles de Mendes.
It was just after that, and I was going to all the police. Which one are you killed?
And you look Brazilian as well, Nova.
Which one are you killed?
And you can pass for Al Qaeda.
That's when he come up to me like, yo, yeah. He just I kept it quiet and kept it moving after that. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah.
The thing is, Nova, you were conscious of it. This woman wasn't even conscious of it, but she just had a self-entitlement in her fucking whole life and her brain that she thought that she can storm the fucking Senate and not get shot at.
Yeah, that's a next level of,
That's crazy. That's how I know it's not BLM, because BLM wouldn't be thinking like that. People who are BLM, who are black or brown, or anyone who's been fucked up by the police would think, I'm not going to go and storm the fucking Houses of Parliament or the Senate or whatever, the Capitol building, whatever, without being armed. Real quick.
You get licked down.
Exactly. That's how I know it's not them. Like, come on, man. By their actions, they show themselves.
Big up AC for coming through. He's not we've confirmed he's not a crisis actor. You know what I'm saying, we've had our first COVID survivor on the show. You know what I'm saying? I big up everyone. Apparently, one in 30 people have got COVID in London right now.
Bro, I know bare people who got it now. Enough people have got it.
A lot of people, but
London sounds like a fucked up place at the moment.
It is.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting it.
It sounds like a fucked up place.
Next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, man. You lot have to come on the one I do with Jen and